Let me guess, you did everything the experts told you to do. You've niched down, you've posted 5, 7 times a week, you gave value even though no one asked for it, and still you're stuck at $5,000 months, wondering why it feels like you're hustling harder than a door-to-door vacuum salesman in 1998. Meanwhile, other people, some of them way less qualified than you, are out here closing $20,000, $50,000, even $100,000 months, and you're like, what the fuck am I missing? The answer, you've been following the wrong damn playbook. Today, I'm breaking down exactly what I shifted to break out of the 5K purgatory and start hitting 2K plus months consistently without working more hours, raising my prices for no reason, or selling my soul to the algorithm gods. Stick around, because after this, you're going to wonder why the hell you waited so long to ditch the bullshit.
Hey, y'all, Elise Smith here, and welcome to the Socially Ausome Podcast, where we empower mompreneurs to implement simple social media strategies into their businesses and elevate their online presence. I'm a mompreneur of 3, an affiliate marketer, a network marketer, an influencer, a social media marketing agency owner, and your personal guru. I am here to give you tips, tricks, and tools that you need to build your social media business. Let's dive in.
All right, guys, what's up? Elise Smith here. Welcome back to the Socially Ausome Podcast. Today we're diving into this, and I will say in the intro, I did speak a little bit about not raising my prices for no reason, just to avoid and be fully transparent. I have raised my prices over time, but what I meant by the intro was just saying, hey, I'm just going to raise, and try to get to those 20K months. So just know that I'm absolutely not discouraging you from raising your prices. You are worth way more than you're giving yourself credit for now. But I really want to talk about that process from going from 5K to 20K. And during that process, I did not raise my prices. So I am very tactical. If you've never listened to an episode here before, I like to give action steps. So make sure you have, subscribe to the podcast. You have download this episode so that you can come back and listen to this, because I'm giving you step by step and action items to implement throughout this episode. All right. So let's dive right in. Why 5K months feel like a brick wall? Because I was there. All right. So started my business. Let's see. The first 2 months, I might have made $500, $1,000, something like that. Then I was stuck at 5K. And I was like, oh my gosh, And so then I started really ramping up and hit 6 figures very quickly. Okay. Very quickly. And then I went on, once I burnt my agency down to the ground, I went on to do it again and hit 6 figures in less than 6 months. So it is absolutely possible when you have strategy, when you know what you're doing, and when you're not doing all of the things that are keeping you stuck, which is what I want to start with. So first thing, and again, there's always nuances to everything, okay? And I like to explain those. But one of the things that's keeping most people stuck is selling low ticket because they think it's easier. All right, they think it's easier. It's not. And you absolutely can build a massive business on low ticket items. I know people that have $1 million businesses, multi-million-dollar businesses, and they don't sell anything over $97. I think one of the girls I follow just released her first product over $100. So it's doable, okay? But most people sell low ticket because they think it's easier, or because they don't value themselves or think they're worth more. And you're absolutely wrong. Okay. So when we're looking at what your offer is or what your strategy is, you really need to take into consideration how much of a return is your customer going to get from this? How much value are they getting? How much transformation are they getting? And then price it accordingly. Another thing that keeps most people stuck is thinking that more followers equals more money. Again, I know $1 million business owners right now that have less than 10,000 followers on Instagram. But a lot of people think that, their 5,000 IG followers or their 2,000 IG followers are just other broke business owners saying, I don't want to be too salesy, while wondering why no one's buying. The reality check here, $5,000 months feels like a ceiling because you're playing small. That's what I want you to get out of this. You're running a hobby with price tags instead of a business with strategy. And this is crucial. I'm talking about like the most important thing you probably get out of this episode. You're playing small. And the reason for that is because you don't value yourself yet. And if you don't think you're worth 2,000, 10,000, 20,000, your audience definitely does not, because you're not showing up in your content with confidence and conviction to show them you are worth more than that. So I want to give you some action steps here, because ultimately that's the only way you get any value out of these episodes to put into your business. I want you to write down every rule you think you have to follow to grow. Write them down. Every rule. All of the bullshit guru feedback. All of the things you've learned in these courses that are honestly just regurgitated information over and over and over of the same shit. Write it down on a piece of paper. I would love for you to take a picture of it after you do this next step. Take a picture of this and send it to me on IG. I'm going to share it on my story. I want to know. I want to see this. Once you write down every rule, I want you to cross out the ones that sound like busy work instead of cash work. Please send me pictures. I want to see this. Write down. Engage 15 minutes before and 15 minutes after you post. Bullshit. Cross that out. That's busy work. Comment on 100 people's posts every single day. Cross it out. It's bullshit. Okay? I want you to do this because ultimately you're going to see how many things you're doing every single day that are keeping you playing small. So I want to talk about the exact shifts that took me from that 5K to those 20K months. So we're going to talk about these shifts. Again, plug into this. All right, dial in. Shift number 1, I started selling high ticket first, then scaled. So you can sell $27 ebooks, $97 calls, thinking if I just sell a lot of these, I'm going to hit my goal. Marketing like a content creator instead of a CEO, posting valuable tips every day, Canva graphics, inspirational things, but never actually telling people how to pay you. Okay. So what I did instead was I stopped messing with low ticket, focused on one high ticket offer. So I started originally in 2022, June of 2022, with an agency. And I made the mistakes, right? I first started where you could pay me by the hour. And then I created some low offers that were like $300 to $500. And I didn't think people would pay me more than that. And I have years of experience in marketing. So I was a dumbass for thinking that. But I stopped messing with that. And I focused on one high ticket offer. So my agency packages were anywhere between $1,500 to $6,000 to $7,000 a month. Okay. That was my first business. And then when I pivoted more into digital products and coaching, then of course my mentorship programs, you can do my membership now. I did not introduce that until later, but at the time my academy started at $19.97, and then I slowly increased it to $39.97, and it will be increasing in the next month or so, even more than that. But I made my content about what I help people achieve, not just a bunch of free tips. Because yes, free tips, educational style content will help you grow an audience, but it's going to help you grow an audience of people who just want free tips. They just want the free information. They're not ready to buy. And so I'll never tell you to pull back or gatekeeping your content, because I think that's bullshit. But you have to learn how to show a transformation instead of just being a dictionary, instead of just a bunch of free tips. I started posting direct call to actions, right? So I'll give you an example. I help, entrepreneurs book 5 high ticket clients in 30 days. I have 3 spots open this month. DM me, coach, if you want in. Very specific. I not only tell them what to do in the call to action, but why to do it, what's in it for them, and what will happen once they take that call to action. So you need to start being more direct with your call to action, saying things like, drop me in the comments if you want info. That shit is generic. And that does nothing for your business. Nothing. So here's your action step. If you're making under $5,000 a month right now, okay, I want you to revisit your offer suite. Revisit your offer suite. Do the math if you need to. If you're selling a $57 ebook, how many ebooks do you need to sell to make $10K a month? What is something that you could put with it What is mentorship you could put with it? How can you get to $10,000 a month in 10 sales or less? That's what you need to figure out. Whether that be offering an upsell, whether that be offering a program. But if you're trying to make it to $10,000 a month on a $57 ebook, you need a lot of people. And again, the only reason you're holding yourself back from this is because you don't think you're worth it. That's an internal issue. My coach actually said this in the mastermind I'm in last week. Money only solves money problems. And that's wild, right? It's wild to think that, but it's true. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It's never going to fix those internal problems you want it to fix. You have to do that. All right. Shift number 2, learning how to sell, like for real, not in a value first way. So again, make sure you stay to the end of the episode because some of you are going to come at me in the comments and be like, what? So for the longest time, I believed that giving value first and the sales will come. DM'd people without a clear reason just to chat, right? I was just going to be valuable. I was just going to network. I thought that I was showing up, but never actually making an offer. And I'll tell you, if you want to make more sales, you have to make more offers. Period. The end. Okay. And so just popping in people's IG stories or Facebook stories every day to say, oh my God, cute kid, never going to do anything for your business. All right. It's never. So I started studying real sales psychology. Okay. And hint, value alone doesn't sell. Urgency does. But most people do urgency wrong. They think that that's like, oh, 5 sales left today, 5 people left to get this discount. That's not the urgency that is going to convict people to stay and take action. Talking to fewer people, but actually closing them is way better than you living in your DMs, DMing 50 random people a day, reaching out to 10 warm leads who had already shown interest but didn't buy. Does nothing. You need to set up a simple sales system. Okay, so I'll give you an example. An interest post. Then you have a convo. Then you offer a call to action or a direct sale. That's simple. Okay. Now, if you are putting up a post and it's not getting any engagement, more or less your content is not clear, convicted, or confident. The 3 C's. I talk about these almost every episode. So you need to look. Here's your action step at the last 5 posts. Okay. First and foremost, is it standing out? Is it transformational? Is it very clear, very confident, very convicted on what transformation you give people? And that's like the missing piece of your content. If it's 5 steps to grow on Instagram, okay? So they go through your 5 steps. Great. How does that sell your offer? Doesn't, right? Instead, you need to look how you can reframe that. If you want to grow on Instagram by X amount of followers in the next X amount of days, here's exactly what you need to do. And that leads more naturally into a call to action. Because looking at those last 5 posts, did you tell any of them exactly how they can work with you and why they should? If not, you need to fix that now. Do they see the end result of working with you? Do they know what the money they're going to spend will actually get them? And that's not a course. It's not an ebook. What will it actually get them for their business? A result, right? Growing those followers or building their audience or making sales or whatever it is that you do. But if you don't know what transformation you provide people and you can't clearly communicate that, your audience 1000% has no idea what you do and why they need it. Your sales system should be super simple, and it all starts with your content. Shift number 3, build a system that brings in leads daily instead of just posting and praying. So posting daily and just hoping for DMs, thinking if your content was good enough, people would just know how to reach out, had no lead system, just vibes, right? None of that shit works. None of it works. Because I can tell you right now, if you have an Instagram post that goes slap viral and there's no lead system, no lead gen system, no sales funnel, no nothing, I don't care if you got 2 million likes on it. Those 2 million people are not leads until you've actually captured there's information. So there's a lot of different ways you could do this. You could do this with a lead magnet, to your email list, to a sales call. This is really custom to your business, but you have to move people from content to conversation to cash. Now, that doesn't mean you have to manually have that conversation. There's so many automations that can help you with this. We did 4 episodes in late December, early January, all about automation. 1000% go back and listen to this. Okay, listen to those. But if you are not leading people from content to conversation to cash, whether that conversation be through email, through automation like ManyChat, maybe you actually have a conversation with people. Maybe your sales page is the conversation, right? If it's really good, then you're wasting time. You need to spend less time engaging on social media and more time building an actual lead pipeline. So I'm going to give you an action step here. Write down the exact steps someone takes from finding you to becoming a lead to buying. And remember this, they're not a lead until you have their information. So I don't give a shit if you got 100,000 followers on TikTok right now. They're not leads. They're not. They're nothing until you have their information. If you don't have a clear path, fix that. Fix it as soon as possible. Because all of these content efforts of posting and praying and hoping it works does no good if you don't have a system or a funnel to lead people through. And if there's gaps in it, that could be why you're getting 10,000 people on your email list and 0 sales from it. All right. Shift number 4. I stopped wasting time and started doing cash only activities. This one's going to hit really deep. Okay. Here's what I used to do. I used to spend 3 hours a day on Canva making very cute graphics. I was watching all of these big gurus that had been out there forever, and they had these like fancy graphics. And I'm like, oh, that's it. It's my branding. I just got to look fancier, right? I overthought my website, overthought my colors, overthought my branding. I tweaked my bio every day. I wasted time engaging with random people who weren't buying. I was in a program for a while that their strategy was follow 200 people on Instagram a day and then unfollow 100 and keep doing that. I wish you could see my face right now because I am like mind fucked that I even thought that would work. But I spent so much time trying to force engagement instead of going back to being super clear in my content and my sales funnel. So what I started doing instead, 90% of my time is on sales only activities. Making my posts because my content is what brings people in. Okay. Having conversations, whether that be in the DMs, whether that be sending out an email, something of that sort. Booking calls. I did sales calls for a while. I don't do sales calls anymore. I'm to a point in my business where you either want to work with me or you don't. I'll absolutely have a conversation with you in the DMs, but if I got to get on a call with you and convince you to work with me, you're not ready to work with me. But most importantly, 90% of my time is spent on making offers. If you want more sales, you have to make more offers. Everything else I automated or outsourced. Period. I have VAs that do things that aren't really sales activities, but they have to be done. Like when my live trainings for my students, my academy or my membership, once they're uploaded to Google Drive, my VA puts them in the back office where the replays go. She makes the post that says, hey, the replay's up. I don't need to do that, right? I could pay someone a lot cheaper to do that. Automations, set those up like a boss, okay? A boss. Automation is crucial. And again, if you miss those episodes, go back and listen to that because I save probably 20 hours a week in my business with automations now. And I can actually set up these softwares to do it a whole lot cheaper than even paying someone. And so I'll actually put my show notes, my automation domination guide as well. If you haven't grabbed that, 10 out of 10 recommend. It's my 10 top softwares that I use in my business every day. And I'm telling you, some of them I pay less than a penny a day for. It saves me hours. But you need to set revenue goals in your business and reverse engineer those to your actions. So here's an example. If I wanted to make $20,000 and my offer was $5,000, I need 4 sales this month. That means how many sales calls, if you're doing sales calls, how many warm leads, you have to know that. If you can't reverse engineer your goals to your daily money-making activities, then you're flying blind every day. And that's why you get to the end of the day and you're fucking frustrated that you stayed on your phone all day and no sales came through. So here's your action step. I want you to audit your workday. How many hours are going through actual sales generating activities? If it's less than 50%, you need to adjust that shit immediately. Immediately. And I actually have a free training and checklist, and I'll also put this in the show notes. It's a training I've done about your daily method of operations, your DMO, and it is so valuable. The feedback I got from this training is incredible because, again, what you do, the result in your business doesn't come from what you do today. It comes from what you do every single day. And so if you feel like you are doing all the things and you're constantly working your business and there's no result from it, it's because you're doing all the wrong things. So definitely grab that training because it's mind-blowing how you can have this wake-up call and say, I am wasting so much time doing things that aren't actually going to make a sale. So let's just go into what I stopped doing that you should also stop doing as we kind of wrap this episode up. So first and foremost, I stopped just thinking that people wanted cheap shit. And I actually had a mentor tell me this one time, and it still sticks with me. She said, get out of people's wallets. So I was keeping my prices super low or only selling low ticket thinking people didn't have money to buy. Because at the time, I was living check to check, right? I had just quit my job. I didn't have a lot of extra income. So I thought, I just got to sell a bunch of cheap shit, right? Yeah, she told me, get out of people's pockets. You don't know how much money they have. You don't know what they're willing to spend. So I stopped just selling cheap shit and working 5 times harder for less money. I really stopped playing small and stepped up and said, I am worth this. I stopped worrying about being salesy, okay? Because the truth is, broke people hate sales. Rich people love it, okay? I don't know about you, but I like money. Money provides a lot of things for me, my family, my kids. So rich people love sales. They love sales psychology. They love studying sales tactics. So if you're worried about being salesy, that's because you are in a mindset of being broke. Okay. Stop listening to random advice for people who weren't even making money. This is hard. So when I first started, I was in a lot of different communities, right? I was plugged into this Facebook group for entrepreneurs and this one and this one. And I was listening to all of these pieces of advice. And when I started tuning in to see that person's not even where I want to be, I was like, holy shit, I am taking advice from people who are not where I want to be. And that is one reason mentorship has been a massive, massive help in my business because I only hire people that have a business that I want. So I hired a mentor one time and I paid $8,800 for this mentorship program. And then when I got into it, their program was structured around sales calls, about how you could book 10, 12 sales calls a day. I don't want to fucking be on 10, 12 sales calls a day, right? So I could have looked at it like, shit, I just wasted a whole bunch of money. I learned what I could learn. But at that point, I started not interviewing my mentors, but really paying attention to what their frameworks and their structures were. Because I was like, I don't want to hire someone that doesn't use a strategy that would fit in my business. So if you are getting mentorship from anyone, dive into that. Do they have a business that you actually want? If they don't, you're barking up the wrong tree. Okay. So here's what you should do next. Because again, I love action steps. Pick your one offer that you're going to push over and over and over until you get to those 10K months. Stop selling something different every day to a different person every day. Pick one. Stick with that until you hit that level, okay? Set up a simple lead system, whether it be freebie, post, DM, process, whatever that is. If you're making it hard for people to pay you, they're not going to pay you. It's got to be easy to work with you. Step 3, spend 80% of your work time doing cash generating activities. And again, grab my automation domination guide, grab the DMO training. All of it's going to be linked for you in the show notes, but this will be so eye-opening for you and they're fucking free. Okay? So take it while they're free. Your last action step as we kind of wrap this episode up, I want you to DM me, okay? Machine. Machine. I'm going to spell it. DM Machine to me on IG. My IG is everywhere, but it'll also be linked in the show notes. And I'm going to send you my exact framework, okay, for free exact framework masterclass that is going to show you how I hit consistent 5-figure months every single month without being on my phone 24/7, without posting new content every single day, without working more hours, without taking time away from my family. Because that's what you really want. We all want the money, but we really want the lifestyle. And I'm going to show you exactly how I made that happen for me. But you have to go one extra step to get it. All right. So as always, if you got any value out of this episode at all, please leave us a review. It's the absolute best compliment that you can give. Make sure to take a screenshot of you listening to this, throw it in your stories, and tag me at socially.awesome on IG. I want to share you with my audience. I want to share you in my stories. It's how you are able to get in front of other people's audience and grow your own. All right. Make sure you're subscribed to the podcast. We drop a new episode every single Tuesday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Every week, we're dropping these truth bombs in your inbox, so you never want to miss an episode. And if you're not already in Socially Awesome Entrepreneurs, it's my free Facebook community. Every single week, I'm dropping more value in there that will help you grow your business online, keeping it stupid simple, just making it easy for you to hit those goals that you want. All right. And until next time, make it simple, make it social, and make it awesome. All right. That was your no BS breakdown of how I broke through the $5,000 ceiling and started stacking 20K plus months consistently. Now you have two choices. You can take this strategy and you can run with it. You can work with me. I can help you. Or you can keep engaging and wondering why nothing's changing. But if you're smart, you'll do number one. If you're still stuck, make sure you DM me Machine. I'll send you my exact roadmap, my exact framework I use with my clients. Again, if you love this episode, screenshot it, tag me at socially.awesome. Tell me what shift you're making first in your business today. And that's it for now. Go make some damn money.